one of the most important relationships that you will have in your business is with the landlord of the building you own. Good morning and welcome to In the Car with Clint. I have 3 separate landlords currently and do not own any of my own property. And that has been a forced position for a few reasons. One, when we first opened, I couldn't afford to buy the building that we needed. We were probably looking at, $600,000 to $800,000 for a warehouse in Kent Town or Stepney, and we had exactly $20,000 to open a shop. So that was to pay the first 2 months rent plus stock plus computers and stuff. So that's a story for another video. And then as we've grown, all the profit that we've had inside the business has been redeployed against buying more stock, hiring more staff, getting more uniforms, getting more vehicles, opening more locations, acquiring new businesses. So there's a commercial reality for a lot of people that are growing fast that they will never be able to own their property unless they have a high profit business like Google. So the relationship that I have with my landlords is one of the most important relationships that I have. And it's one that I think a lot of businesses don't give enough attention to. And you need to think about it from the point of view that a landlord, their business is owning property and then getting a return on investment for that property. And that's ultimately, for a lot of them, all that they do. Some of them have other business interests. A lot of them have other business interests, but that part of their business that's all it's about. So, they don't want trouble. They want to have a low contact, easy relationship. And so it's easy as a tenant to get caught up in the fact, in the contract, right? So you're like, well, in my lease, they are responsible for screwing the light bulbs back in when they fall out. It doesn't matter, right? The reality is, if you are a pain in the ass tenant, and that's a valuable location to you, you're gonna lose the location to someone who's not a pain in the ass. And so just because it's in a contract that someone's responsible for something doesn't necessarily mean you want to enforce that. I think sometimes it's important as a business owner that doesn't own a building that's important to them to think about not being a squeaky wheel. You don't want grease, right? If that person owns, 10 buildings, and you are one of them, and there are 7 of you that are a pain in the ass and 3 that aren't, you are very easily going to get forgotten. And that's not a bad thing, especially if you're in an area that's high growth or good potential, or there's a lot of opportunity for landlords. And landlords need tenants. I'm not going to undersell that, right? Without good tenants, landlords basically are just businesses, building owners. But the reality is, there's a lot of tenants out there, and it might not always be the case. The smart landlords look at long-term relationships and take a short-term, maybe economic loss. One of our landlords was great with that. He identified that getting a business in that was going to be there for a long time at a lower than market rate at the time would result in a better return on investment later and low stress. But they're smart, right? These people don't own lots of buildings because they just got gifted them, well, most of them. They understand human behavior. They understand the people they're going to deal with. So even at the point where you're signing the lease, they might have 3 people to choose from. And if you really want that building, if that's going to make the difference between your burger joint killing it, or you being able to park all your vehicles in a safer location, or be able to sell more sprinklers, you want to be the standout. You want to be the tenant that they choose to put in their building, and then you want to make sure that you maintain that relationship so that you are the tenant that they keep in that building. So I just wanted to share that with you in case you have a different view. That's fine too, but just be prepared for the result of your behavior if you treat them like shit. Thanks for tuning in to In the Car with Clint today. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.